Om Shanti. Today is Tuesday, the 2nd of May 2023. On this Tuesday morning, let's listen to the Sakar Murli from our beloved Bap Dada. Bap Dada Madhuban. Essence. Sweet children, may you be soul conscious. Continue to follow the Srimat of the One Father. Your clan is elevated. You have to become spinners of the discus of self-realization. Let's hear the essence once again. Baba says, sweet children, may you be soul conscious. Continue to follow the Srimat of the One Father. Your clan is elevated. You have to become spinners of the discus of self-realization. Today's question: what are the Father's directions for the Shiv Shakti Pandav army? Question once again: what are the Father's directions for the Shiv Shakti Pandav army? In answer, Baba says, the Father's directions are: follow Srimat and take this boat of Bharat across. Renounce all bodily religions. Constantly remember me alone. Become pure and enable others to become pure. You, the Shiv Shakti Pandav army, become pure and do the service of making Bharat pure with your bodies, minds and wealth. Do true service of Bharat by following Srimat with the power of non-violence. Today's song is Salutations to Shiva. Om Shanti. You children heard the song. This is the praise of incorporeal Shiva, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. He is called God. God is only one. The people of Bharat have many gods. They believe cats, dogs, pebbles and stones to be God. They even consider themselves to be God too. And this is why God says all of them are atheists. There is a lot of praise of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. He purifies the impure world. That is, He makes Bharat, that was a poverty-stricken as shells, into a crown of diamonds. It is a matter of 5,000 years when Bharat was double-crowned. Who is explaining this? That Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, Shiva, who is also called the Ocean of Knowledge. The praise is of the Father, the Creator, for all the rest is creation. People of Bharat say, you are the mother and father and we are your children. Bharat had plenty of happiness, but it doesn't have that now. It is now the devilish community of Ravan. Every man and woman has the 5 vices present in them. Kings, queens, sages and holy men, etc. are all included in this. They definitely have one vice or another. This is the impure world, impure Bharat. Bharat was pure in the golden age. There was a pure household religion, a pure family path. It is now an impure family path. Bharat was double crowned and it had limitless wealth. There were palaces studded with diamonds and jewels. The Muslims, etc., later looted it and put those diamonds and jewels on their mosques and tombs, etc. The people of Bharat have become completely poverty-stricken. Because of forgetting me, you have become atheists. I make the people of Bharat into deities. There is the praise, you are the mother and father. Therefore, you would surely receive the inheritance of heaven from the Father. You can receive plenty of happiness of heaven from Him. The Father says, I make you into the masters of heaven by teaching you Raj Yoga and knowledge. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, comes and teaches souls. He says, may you be soul conscious. It isn't that you have to become God conscious. That is wrong. God is not omnipresent. The Father is Shiva and the children are saligrams. What is Baba saying? Baba says, it isn't that you have to become God conscious. That is wrong. God is not omnipresent. The father is Shiva and the children are saligrams. Both reside in the supreme abode. So, all of us are souls. Sannyasis then say, Brahm Oham, I am Brahm. There is just the element of Brahm everywhere. All the rest is false. We are Brahm too. Shri Shri 108 Jagadguru, the purifier, is only one. He alone is called the Sadguru. How can those who reside in the impure world be called the purifier? They are impure themselves, and so how could they purify others? They perform marriages of those who are pure at first and make them impure. Shiv Baba now says, children, may you be soul conscious. Have the faith that you are souls. The Father himself comes and teaches you Raj Yoga. Sri Krishna cannot be called God. He is a human being with divine virtues. He was a prince of the golden age. The praise of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is very great. He himself says to souls, O souls, when you were in the golden age, you were so pure. But you have now become impure. If you now want to become happy once again, then follow Srimad. The most elevated directions are from God. On the one hand, people say that God is beyond name and form, and on the other hand, they say that He is omnipresent. This is called the deformation of religion. What is deformation of religion? Baba says, on the one hand, people say that God is beyond name and form, and on the other hand, they say that He is omnipresent. This is called the deformation of religion. No one knows that there was the original eternal deity religion in Bharat. They don't have any knowledge about who established that. They don't know the Father or the beginning, the middle and the end of His creation. Only people would know this. Animals would not know it. Shiv Baba is also called Baba, and the Brahman clan is established through Prajapita Brahma. No human being knows how the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, creates them or how He carries out sustenance. Prajapita Brahma is the one who creates the human world. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is also called the Creator. He is the Father of souls. So, all the Brahma Kumars and Kumaris are the children of Shiva. You receive the inheritance from that mother and father. Baba says, I gave you birth, and so you have to remember me. You also have to remember your inheritance. Death is just ahead. When a person is about to die, he is told to remember God. God Himself now says, children, follow my Srimad. There are the directions of the Yadavas, others are the directions of the Kauravas, and these are the directions of the Pandavas. The Pandavas receive God's directions. It is remembered, those who had non-loving intellects at the time of destruction, Pandavas have loving intellects. You know that this is a land of falsehood. It became a land of truth 5,000 years ago when the deities ruled there. The people of Bharat were the masters of the whole world. They are not that now. You are now once again becoming the masters of the world. In the golden age, there was the kingdom of the world almighty authority. It is not that now. The Father says, I am establishing that once again. All the other religions will end. You now remember the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, the Purifier. Consider yourselves to be souls. It is said, a sinful soul and a charitable soul. In Bharat, all were charitable souls and they are now sinful souls. You would not say, charitable Supreme Soul. You children are now completing your 84 births. I have now come to take you children back home. I am your unlimited Father and also your teacher. I tell you the secrets of the unlimited history and geography and make you into the spinners of the discus of self-realization. Deities are not spinners of the discus of self-realization. The clan of Brahmins is the most elevated. Brahmins are the top knot, the children of Prajapita Brahma, who are to become deities. The father says, at first you were Brahmins, then you became warriors, then merchants, and then Shudras. You continued to take rebirth. I am now giving you these teachings once again and making you into deities. At this time, the people of Bharat are absolutely in a graveyard and they give themselves big titles. The Sarvodaya leader. Sarvo means all human beings of the world, and to have mercy for all of them. Human beings cannot do this. Only the one Father is called knowledgeful, blissful. Baba now says, renounce all bodily religions. Constantly remember me and your sins will be destroyed in the fire of Yoga. It isn't that the Ganges is the purifier. Only the one Father is the purifier. Baba says it isn't that the Ganges is the purifier. Only the one Father is the purifier. You are the Shiv Shakti Pandav army and you remain pure. You mothers of Bharat are the Shiv Shakti Pandav army who are making this Bharat into heaven with your bodies, minds and wealth. On the one side there is non-violence and on the other side there is violence. What are they doing and what are you doing? There is the memorial. It is the memorial of the service you did 5,000 years ago. You are doing service. This is knowledge. There is no question of blind faith in this. You used to go to the Shiva temple, but you didn't know that Shiv Baba is the creator of heaven and that you should definitely receive the inheritance of heaven from him. God would always give you children the inheritance of happiness. This is why everyone remembers him and says, O purifier, come. O Baba, come and give us our fortune of the kingdom of heaven once again. Come and grant us liberation in life. God alone is the bestower of salvation. You are the Shiv Shakti Pandav army who become pure and enable others to become pure. You are those who take the boat of Bharat across by following Shrimat. You have received the Father's Shrimat. Renounce all bodily religions and constantly remember me alone. He is the Father, the truth, the living being, the ocean of knowledge, the ocean of happiness. He comes to teach you children. The Father speaks to souls. It is souls that listen. Baba says it is souls that do everything. The Father says you are long lost and now found. You are the ones who were separated for a long period of time. Which souls come from the Supreme Abode first? In answer, Baba himself says those who have to stay here till the end. Those deities existed at the beginning of heaven. They are the ones who have taken the full 84 births. When the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, comes, souls who have been separated from the Father for a long period of time are the ones who come first and claim their inheritance from the Father. Children, while living at home with your families, remember Baba. Stay as pure as a lotus. Follow Shrimat and become elevated once again. Baba says, stay as pure as a lotus, follow Shrimat and become as elevated once again. You experienced a lot of happiness for half a cycle and then Maya, Ravan, made you fall by making you follow devilish diktats. Those who were the Sun dynasty then became the Moon dynasty. You have now once again become Brahmins from Shudras. You are incognito. No one recognizes you. Unlimited Bapuji says, I am the Bapuji or Father of the whole world. I alone will establish heaven. That limited Bapuji, that is Gandhiji, got rid of the foreigners. This one, meaning Shiv Baba, will take you away from this world. The many religions are to be destroyed and the one religion established. Only those who understood all of these things in the previous cycle will understand them. Those who came into the Sun Dynasty kingdom will come and rule again. This is a big tree. The sapling of the original eternal deity religion is now being planted. The Iron Age is the forest of thorns, and the Golden Age is a garden of flowers. Those who give one another happiness are called the deity community. Those who cause sorrow are called the devilish community. Shiv Baba comes and establishes Shivalaya. Shiv Baba comes and establishes Shivalaya. He makes you into the masters of heaven. To the extent that you make effort, you will accordingly claim a status. There was at first the deity community in Bharat, and then it became the devilish community, that is the Shudra community. You are now once again becoming the deity community. You have now become the godly community and will then become deities. Understand this cycle very well. What is Baba saying? Let's hear the cycle which Baba explains. Baba says there was at first the deity community in Bharat, and then it became the devilish community, that is the Shudra community. You are now once again becoming the deity community. You have now become the godly community and will then become deities. Understand this cycle very well. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, father, Bap Dada. Salutations to the mothers. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children. And we the spiritual children also say namaste to our spiritual father. Today's essence for dharana has 2 points. The first point, give everyone happiness and become part of the deity community. Don't perform any task of the devilish community. Become a helper in establishing Shivalaya. Second point, remain soul conscious. While living at home with your family, remember the Father alone. Incinerate your sins in the fire of yoga. Today's blessing, may you become an embodiment of success by serving yourself and everyone else with your original sanskar of paying attention and practicing. Blessing once again, may you become an embodiment of success by serving yourself and everyone else with your original sanskar of paying attention and practicing. Baba explains the original sanskar of Brahmin souls is of paying attention and practice. Therefore, never have any tension while paying attention. Always serve yourself when you are serving others. Those who put aside serving themselves and engage themselves in only serving others cannot have success. Therefore, keep a balance of both and move forward. Do not become weak. You are the victorious souls who have become instruments many times. There is no hard work or difficulty for victorious souls. Finally, the slogan for today, be knowledgeful with compassion and your heart will have disinterest in weakness. Slogan once again, be knowledgeful with compassion and your heart will have disinterest in weakness. Acha, Om Shanti.